Hey guys, you're watching Soundwaves TV. Chasta here with one of my favorite humans on the planet, Tony Malson of Good Lord Now, The Devil in California, Rusty Chains, you're singing with State Line Empire. Can anyone else recruit you?
Well, there is another band that I've been playing with for like 12 years, and they're called Monte Casino, and I play drums in that band.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Holy Lord.
And one of the guys lives in L.A. now, so it's just like mainly a recording project. We don't play a lot of shows, you know. But
your resume is stupid.
We're getting ready to do another record. Monte Casino is as well as like writing songs with State Line with Jay and Cad, and then we're finishing up a record with Devil in California.
That's crazy.
And then I have he
has a wife and kids, by the way. And
Rusty,
he works.
Rusty Chains, you know, which we try to do as much benefits as possible.
Yeah, and I love what Rusty Chains does for benefits. We'll get to that. So let's just start in order in my brain. Let's start with State Line Empire, because obviously that's my husband's band. They recruited you as a singer right now, and you are killing it. And I just wanted to, I hope you're cool with it. I didn't ask you. I wanted to talk publicly
typical
about, I know, typical. That's typical Chasta.
No, it's fine.
We had a private conversation about what happened with State Line Empire, and you guys writing in a room together was sort of lightning in a bottle. It was kind of a moment for you guys, but I want you to tell it from your
angle. My son takes drum lessons from your husband. So,
whose name is Lane, by the way.
Yeah,
I mean,
Lane Thomas.
Yes, I love that.
So Lane Thomas Malson, you know, that's how I started to get to know Jay more. Somehow in the last 20-something years, Jay and I have been like literally sitting next to each other, but somehow missed like connecting as friends, like same 2-3 doors down in rehearsal studios and downtown rehearsal, and like, I mean, just like the stories like never ends. And Jay and I just talk and go like, I can't believe you were there. Well, I'm like, yeah, I was standing right there backstage. I said, where were you? Well, I was just on the other side of the room talking to, you know, it's just been the weirdest thing, right? So I never really knew Jay. Knew Cad a lot longer from the scene. And, you know, Jay had just been randomly kind of, you know, putting the bug in my ear, like, hey man, you know, if you want to jam with us or hang out or whatever. And I was always like, dude, I got like 10 projects. Can't do it. And then I don't know, finally one time, you know, he was just like, yeah, we think we got the show coming up. We were, you know, and I was like, well, let's just date for a second. You know, let's just date now.
Let's just make out on the car first.
Yeah, exactly, man. We're not going upstairs yet, buddy. But
not on the first day.
Not on the first day. Totally. So came in and Kat had sent me this riff, you know, ahead of time, and said, oh, if you want to throw anything to it, this is a new idea that I have, kind of the newer direction that I'm thinking of going. And so I was just like, came up with a bunch of stuff for it. And then we walked in and like, oh, did you know? And I was like, oh, I got that whole song completely done if you want to play that new one. And they're just like, oh yeah, I could just see it on their face, like, oh yeah, it's done. And then we played it and they were just like, holy shit, that's rad, you know. So it was kind of right off the bat, there was a connection there, and they're just both such sweet dudes, great people, and just solid humans in general. And I'm just attracted to that across the board these days. I don't have time for, you know, people, you know, the negative downfall of, you know, people.
Yeah,
can be a pain in the butt in the music moment, you know.
Oh, like, I'm sure.
So I kind of eke out that type of person anyway, but then I'm just having a great time. I'm just having a friggin' blast. So why would I not just, like, it's kind of convenient, pretty close, and I'm like, hey, if we can all work out around schedules, why not just give it a shot and see what happens?
Absolutely. I think you and I both, we believe in universal energy and people being brought together for a reason. And I think that that happened in the time that it was supposed to happen, because it was going to happen anyway. You know, it was like it was predestined. But I have to tell you guys, you know, real talk here, being the wife of a musician, there is nothing more beautiful than your husband coming home and being lit on fire by what's happening in a band.
Yeah, like the power of music, the power of music, it compels you.
His eyes have
the power of music compels you.
Seriously,
my head won't spin or anything. Puke or anything.
Exorcist. His eyes were welled up, you know, and it was so beautiful. And he was telling me that story. It was like at 7:00 there was no song written, and at 8:30 there was this amazing song he played.
Yeah, that's the second tune that we wrote.
I know. Yeah, the second tune. You know, it was
which was straight off the cuff. Like, walked in the room, no one had heard anything. Kat started licking. Oh, let's play, and I was just like, you just started.
Yeah, you were writing lyrics in real time.
And then by the end of the night, we had a rough skeleton of a Viking onslaught.
Isn't it about
punishing,
a witch? in some way?
There's a lyric in there like that. But
okay, so I feel like that's
I'm not gonna give away. You
gotta
come check it out.
I was a witch in an earlier life. People tell me. I can't imagine why someone would say that, but I'll take that. That's my shout out. So let's talk about.
You just gave yourself your own shout out.
Yeah, I did. Hello.
I love that.
When you have your own show, that's what you can do.
I was about to do it, and you're just like me, mother Fuji.
But Jay was like, I think the witch gets killed in the song, so I don't know that we want that. No? Okay, good. I didn't want to have to die.
The witch might get killed, but I'm pretty sure we're going to keep her around.
Okay, good. I think you should. So let's talk
I got to rewrite a couple lines.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you get that rewrite in. Let's talk about schedule. So, I mean, how do you do that with a wife and kids and, a family? You're a family man and you've got a job, obviously.
Well, my wife, Rana, is amazing to start with. She's like superwoman, but our kids are older now, too. So, I have a 15-year-old and a 12-year-old, so almost 12. And so, we're like the schedule can be easier now.
Yeah.
That we don't have the smaller children. Still difficult, but she definitely picks up where I leave off, and she's the reason why I can do everything.
She supports.
Period, hands down.
Yeah, I love
because
that.
She's full supportive. But the minute we met, and the minute 25 years ago, whatever, she knew what she was. She knew who I was, and my approach has always been the same. And I've always loved jamming with a lot of people and spreading that space, because I don't think that someone should just stick with one little thing. And I think that I think I'm more creative in my other projects because of the other projects.
I totally
You know what I
agree
mean?
with that.
Like you spread out the different styles of music, the different things that you do, the different places you play, the different people you interact with, and it's a learning moment every single second.
It pushes you out of your comfort zone.
Exactly. And if you don't have that, you don't get that spark anymore.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
If you get bored, it sucks. And music's not it's meant to move people emotionally.
Yeah.
It's meant to move you. So you got to keep that rolling.
Yeah. How are you feeling about the Bay Area music scene? Because you've been around in the Bay Area for a long time, just like Jay, you were talking about, 20 plus years. How do you feel about it right this moment?
Oh, I think it's great. I don't care what anybody says. There's so much awesome music and musicians and camaraderie and love happening in the Bay Area, which is just what any music scene needs to bud, So for me, I moved here in '94, so I wasn't here like in the '80s for all the the thrash uprising and all the punks that So there's a lot of the Bay Area awesomeness that I wish I would have got there, and seen all that.
Yeah.
But I didn't. So I got here in the early '90s, and I've been here ever since. And it's been an ebb and flow for sure. Mm-hmm. But right now, to me, is the best it's ever been for me in music.
Good.
I mean, I'm just like I'm overwhelmed all the time by how amazing it is. So.
Well, that's part of the mission of Soundwaves. We hear stories about, the Bay Area music scene was so great in the 60s, obviously 60s, 70s, and then the 80s, and then the 90s, and then it's like crickets a little bit. And we're really ready for that pendulum to swing back the other way. And we feel like it is. I feel like it's bubbling. We're doing everything we can to push.
Oh, you guys are so appreciated.
And it feels like we're really starting to become a family. Like,
for sure.
The people who are spectators and pushing, and then you guys as performers, it really does feel like a warm and fuzzy family.
Yeah,
at least from my angle, it does.
Absolutely. It's just like a big incestuous mess.
Well, when you have a guy like you,
dirty
and
and sleazy and awesome. Yeah, exactly. Everyone's just like, you're such a slut. I'm like, oh, stop.
You're the hot girl that everyone wants, though. Think about that.
Boy.
And you do show yourself quite well.
Careful.
I'm so glad you came on. Thank you so much for being here. I think we're going to make you like a Soundwaves correspondent at some point, because we have you on all the time. But
well, I want to touch base on the Devil in California for sure. There's a couple.
When is that album coming out?
So I don't have a set date for the album because we're not rushing it. We're not going to ruin it by putting a date and then stressing out and freaking out. So it's getting close though.
Okay.
That is on its way. And we can't wait. So we have a bunch of shows throughout the summer, and the other thing that I wanted to touch base on was Rusty Chains. We have this will be our third annual Chris Cornell benefit show, and it benefits suicide prevention, and specifically San Francisco suicide prevention.
Yeah.
And so we've raised thousands of dollars for them in the past, and this year it's going to be at the Verde Club, which is an Italian social club that holds about 400 people.
Oh, wow.
And it's super, super cool.
In
great
San
stage.
Francisco?
It's right near the bottom of the hill.
Oh, okay.
So it's a great location. And they also just, bless their heart, they're not trying to gouge you for the dough.
Nice.
So like if you do any other big clubs, I'm not going to name any names, but every other big club, it's just like 60-40 if you're lucky. Ooh. And then you say, hey, we're doing a benefit. Do you guys want to help? And they go, no. We're here to make the money. So this is great. They're like, hey, here's the flat fee for that Friday night. So it's going to be July 19th, Friday, July 19th.
July 19th.
I'll get around to it. Yeah. I need another beer.
I know, right?
But the other thing is that Chris Cornell's birthday is July 20th.
I was going to say, I knew it was around
So
there,
at midnight, we'll do something special, and we're going to have special guests. Opening the show, support for us is all-female Nirvana cover band called In Uterus.
Oh, yeah, I've seen them before.
So
they're great.
They're really good, and we're figuring out the rest of the bill. We'll do a big announcement more than this soon with some special guests we're trying to chase down.
I love it.
But I hope it can reach like the 5,000 mark this year for suicide prevention.
That's what we're pushing for then. Yeah. It's great that you guys do that you're giving back to a wonderful cause, and you're
basically almost every show we play is a benefit of some sort,
Yeah. Well, so follow all of your bands. So just list them real quick so people can Google and follow on all of the things.
Well, first and foremost, the Devil in California.
Yes, Devil in California. As you can see, I'm pimping the swag. The coolest swag, by the way.
Right on. I'm glad you. Thank you for rocking that today. I appreciate it. And then we have Rusty Chains, which a lot of members of the Devil are in that. And then I'm singing for State Line Empire these days, and love those guys. And I also have I play drums in a band called Monte Casino, and it's a 3-piece kind of heavy poppy. I don't know. It's like Helmet meets the Cars. It's really good songwriting, but heavy and fun, and I get to play drums, so I could get rid of some of this.
Do some cardio. Well, thank you so much for being here.
Thank
really
you, honey. I appreciate it, man.
Your
it's always a
resume
pleasure.
Is getting
and thanks, Soundwave TVs. Soundwaves, you guys are the best, man. You're always pushing and pushing, and I know it ain't for the dough.
That's for sure.
Just like we do music.
Can I get a name in on that? We'll be right back, guys.